Hey guys, wanted to make a video to just kind of share something that's been on my heart. Most of you know my story, but in talking with a handful of different coaches, over the past week or two, I've realized that maybe you guys don't know enough of it. And I think it's important to understand where I came from and what I've done to help understand why I'm in the position I am in now and where we're going with Beyond Slim. I fell into direct sales accidentally. I was in the restaurant industry. I started my own catering company. It was what I thought was my dream. And then very young age, I'm talking 23 or 24, I herniated a disc in my back, 2 discs actually. And so all of a sudden I was physically unable to do that job. And I didn't have a plan B. I went to college for a year. I had a blast. I'm like, what did I learn? I learned a lot of life skills. But I didn't have this like fallback. My plan was I was very good at what I did. I could still step in today and run a restaurant like a boss. I loved that industry and I started in it when I was 14 years old as a dishwasher. So that was my whole life. And so all of a sudden being laid up, literally unable to walk. When I said I herniated 2 discs in my back, like I could not walk. I was engaged. Dustin and I were not married yet. Our wedding was coming up. He would have to come home from work to literally help me to the bathroom. That was like how laid up I was. They didn't want to do surgery because I was so young. And so it's like, it's gonna like work its way back in. I was on tons of painkillers. I had ugly orthopedic shoes. I was getting steroids shot into my spine. It was a freaking mess. So all of a sudden, here I was at this place in my life thinking, getting married, I'm starting my own catering company, like my life plan in front of me just completely shot. And I had a girlfriend who was always, you know the girlfriend whose house is bigger, car is nicer, grass is greener. It's like whatever you do, she's gonna one-up you. So I had a girlfriend like that, and she had just had a baby girl, and she called me. She lived down in Newport Beach, and she had a job in IT business consulting and staffing. She made, 6 figures plus and yada freaking yada, right? So she calls me, and she had just had her daughter, and she's like, Rachel, I just quit my job to start selling Mary Kay. And I was like, I have this smile on my face because I remember this moment where I'm just being this awful person smiling, going, yes, she's having postpartum depression. She's going to sell old lady lipstick. It's just so funny thinking it back to that. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is what postpartum depression looks like. You're going to quit a 6-figure job to sell like orange lipstick to ladies with purple hair. Like that was my vision of Mary Kay. And I mean, that was my vision of this entire industry. And she's like, no, I'm not calling you for help. I'm calling to help you. And I'm like, me? I don't need help. I'm broke and don't have a job and can't walk, but no, I'm good. But she's like, well, I really need your help. I gotta meet with a few people and have the business plan gone over and, all the spiel. And I'm like, okay, of course I'll help you. She bribed me with a free lipstick, which at the time I could not afford. And so we only had one car, me and Dustin at that time. And so I actually had to get him to take me to this meeting. And I tricked him. I said, we're going to swing by Panera on the way. We were going somewhere else. And Crystal's going to tell me why I should sell Mary Kay. And he's like, no, we're not going to do that. And I'm like, yeah, we are. Don't tell me what we're not going to do. I'm still in charge here. So we pull up and I'm like, come on. And he's like, come on, what? I'm like, well, you're going to come with me. And he's like, I'm not coming with you. I'm not going to sit and listen to that Ponzi scheme, right? And I'm like, just come in and sit there and be a good husband, right? So we come in and we're sitting there and the woman is, she's totally Mary Kay, all made up, all the makeup, so freaking happy. But the thing, so she went over the whole business plan. I didn't wear makeup at all. I still don't wear makeup that often. Like this is kind of what I look like on a daily basis. And so it didn't fit, right? And we get to the part where she's like, and this is how much money you can make. And Mary Kay has this thing called Applause Magazine where they print the commissions that people make. And so she's like, and this is me. And this is what I made last month. And I was like, $12,000. You mean you made $12,000? Like, of course, then my D personality turns on. I'm like, you little miss, like Poppy Pansy over there made $12,000. And she's like, yep. And then this is, this person and this person and this other person I helped. And so, of course, again, my D personality turns on and I can see Dustin over there going, I mean, if she can do this, you can do this. And I'm like, of course, if she can, of course I can do this. And so it like clicked in my brain. I totally was like, okay, here's the deal. I am smart enough to learn how to put on makeup. I can sell lip. I can do this. Hell yeah, I can do this. So we leave there and we're both like on board. Okay, we're going to do this. Dustin's like, I'm going to do the research, make sure it's not a Ponzi scheme because my husband researches everything. It's not. Good news. But it was $100 to start your business and I didn't have $100. I did not have $100. And so he's like, well, we'll save up and in a couple months we'll get you started. And you know how women are. I'm like, couple months, buddy. Like I got about this long to jump on this. So I borrowed the money from my future mother-in-law. So Dustin and I were not married yet. So I borrowed the money from my future mother-in-law and signed up and started my Mary Kay business. I struggled because I didn't wear makeup. I didn't look like the traditional Mary Kay person at all. I invested in $3,000 worth of inventory. That just goes to show you that you can go from not having $100 to finding $3,000 in a 2-week period. And I embezzled a ton of money for myself in the beginning because when you sell your product, you're supposed to rebuy it and put it on your shelf. I just sold it all and spent all the money and then had no product on my shelf. I went through the freaking ringer. I was ups and downs and what am I doing? And I'm not this person. When I would make my booking calls at first, I would literally go into my bedroom and shut the door, into my bathroom and shut the door, get in the bathtub, turn on the fan and shut the shower curtain because I didn't want anybody to hear me making booking calls. I was so terrified. I'd have to hype myself up. I'd have to like take shots of espresso and run around the house. I hated every single freaking second of it. And it was so many ups and downs. Finally, I decided to stop doing things the way that I thought was right because I didn't know this industry and listen to people who were successful and doing what they wanted, like having what they want, having what I want. So I listened to them, shifted my business, started taking off. Once I started taking off, I took what they said and I made it my own. Because what I saw in the industry was a lot of pettiness. I saw a lot of, you're supposed to be this person. And specifically, in Mary Kay, like the first time, you guys, I crossed the stage to pick up an award, I had no makeup on, no freaking makeup on. And I got, a lot of looks for that. But I'm like, we sell skincare, I got good skin. Like, let's not freak out, people. But it was just this idea of, am I supposed to be this cookie cutter person? Am I supposed to like have eyeliner and lip liner and lipstick and lip gloss and foundation? And like, no, that has nothing to do with the business. That has nothing to do with the business. And I share this with you because oftentimes we get caught up in this facade of who are we supposed to be or who am I supposed to emulate? And I have to do it like her. And if I don't look perfect over here like that, then it's not going to work. Stop it. We are in a business of sales and people. You can go sell a product. In order to go sell a product, you need to understand and educate yourself on the product, and then it doesn't matter. If I can sit here and tell you, I could sell skincare and makeup like nobody's business without wearing it. Why? Because I understood it. Because I educated myself on it. So you can sell anything you're educated on, right? Okay, so that's easy. That's the easy part. Educate yourself on the product and sell it. Boom, done. But to build a legacy, to build a business, you have to do people. You have to dig in and give a crap about people. And not just pretend like you give a crap about people, but really choose to see them, hear them, and listen to them. We have an opportunity and a platform in this industry to pour belief into people that they've never had before. And you guys, that is why I stayed in this industry. After 6 months, I earned my first free car. 8 months, I earned my second free car and worked myself to the top 2% of the company. Within a year and a half, I was in a pink Cadillac. And my idea when I started was I'm going to make some money and then go take my sommelier exam because clearly I'm not going to stay in an old lady Cadillac zone for a lifetime. But I did. And I stayed in this industry for that single reason, for the people, because I realized that if we can intrinsically validate people, if we can look at somebody and see the greatness in them and help them see that in themselves, they will blossom. And they will blossom in more ways than serving just the business. They will blossom in ways that serves their marriage or their future marriage and their children and their friends. Their confidence will grow and they will become the person, the leader, the woman that they were always meant to be. And sometimes they stay with you for a minute. Sometimes they stay with you for a period of time. Sometimes they stay with you for a lifetime. But if in that moment or that year or that 10 years, you can help them find who they are and own it and love it, you've done your job. You've done your job, and it's okay if they stay and it's okay if they go, because our job here in this industry is to pour belief into others, to love them, to help them see the greatness in themselves, and then let them fly. And if they fly out that door, awesome. It's okay, because this industry is not meant for everybody to stay in for 30 years. It's okay, because guess what? There is unlimited people out there. 70% of women in the US have imposter syndrome. There are so many women out there that we can help, so many people that we can help, so many dreams that can be born. Do not take ownership of people. Do not put your shit on them. Remove your expectation. Remove yourself from the process and dig into people. Educate yourself on the product. Dig into people. Let the bullshit go, because there's always bullshit. It doesn't matter if you are in this industry, a different company, a different industry, if you are a stay-at-home mom, if you are running a company, if you are a CEO, if you're an owner, if you're a founder, if you are a janitor, if you're a teacher, there's BS everywhere. The key is, how are you letting it affect you? How are you letting it affect you? Choose to control what you can control. What you can control is what you do, educate on the product and sell it, love on others. And when I say love on others, I mean love on them. Don't put your expectations on them. Don't tell them who you want them to be. See who they want to be and elevate them, lift them, love them for who they are. That's why after 10 years and 6 pink Cadillacs, I left the field, because I wanted to help more people. I wanted to create a space, and I wanted to join a company and shift this industry. I wanted to help remove the BS. So here's the deal. If you are sitting right now in a pile of your own BS or somebody else's, choose to stand up, get the hell out of it, and move on with your business. Anytime there's something wrong in the business, anytime you're not happy with something, look in the mirror, because you're playing a role in it. You're playing a role in it. Are there outside factors? Of course, there's always outside factors. But you can control what you can control, and then there's things you can't control. Are you taking ownership of leadership? Are you taking ownership of entrepreneurship? Or are you saying, oh, my upline's not giving me enough attention? Are you saying, oh, corporate isn't perfect? Oh, if I only had this, or oh, if I only had that, or oh, this system sucks, or oh, let me reinvent the entire wheel. Stop it. Stop it. This business is simple. I earned a pink Cadillac with 0 systems. Not that systems are bad. Systems are great. Not taken away. Systems just were not my strength. I leaned into my strength. My strength was people. I had no systems ever. 0 systems. People can thrive with systems. That's awesome. Figure out who you are and where you need to go. If you're sitting in BS, get out of it, because if you choose to stay in it, you're choosing to stay in it for yourself, and don't feel sorry for yourself for choosing to stay where you're choosing to stay. Think differently. Be different, act different. If you want different results, do something differently. If you're looking at this and watching this and you're like, Rachel, I am honest to God, super happy and fulfilled and loving everything about where I am right now, awesome. Don't change it. Keep doing what you're doing. If you are watching this and going, I have a weight on my shoulders, I have a weight on my heart, I feel like I'm sitting in bullshit, then stand up and move. You are a grown woman. You are an entrepreneur. Take ownership of leadership, take ownership of entrepreneurship, and do something different. Reach out to somebody different. Reach out to me. Talk to me. Let's strategize on this. Let's pivot. Let's go. Building something new and different is not supposed to be easy, but it is supposed to be worth it. And it will be worth it when you stand up and do something different. And do it with different people. Do it with a different mindset. Do it with a whole new outlook. This is your life. This is your business. This is your moment. If you had a chance to get everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you take it? Or would you let the moment pass you by?